2021 brings all of this expertise from around the world, and it's an ideal opportunity to look at some innovative solutions from around the world, build on that international expertise and see how we can apply it to a New South Wales context to meet our needs.
We devoted the last century to moving around with motorised transport, and we realise what we've lost. We've lost community, we've lost a sense of our own health, we've lost a lot of economic benefits as well. And cities around the world are now beginning to realise that we need to go back. We need to rediscover the joys of being on our feet in order to deliver those things that are important to those cities.
So we're very lucky here today as part of the Walk 21 conference that moves around the world every year, is to have these two fantastic Dutch shared space experts, Pieter de Haan and Frans Lemonet, who are going to guide us through their particular challenges of shared space.
We don't claim safety as the main object of shared space. It's more to make cities, places livable, vibrant, also for aesthetics. That's more the main goal, and you can say safety is a byproduct.
Council is really starting to think about ways that they can not only innovate the design of the lane, but innovate the ways that we engage with community.
The lane is called Barrack Lane because that's what the soldiers used to walk down to get to the convicts.
So this Barrack Lane project is a live project for Council. The design concepts that come out today are going to get workshopped and engineered and built, and we're going to transform that lane like we have many other lanes in Parramatta as part of the extensive network that's happening here.
At the moment, the Barrack Lane is used mainly as a through traffic going from point A to point B.
The traditional way is to say, well, there's potentially going to be conflict between these various users of the street, so we'll segregate them. You know, we'll have cars here and bicycles here and pedestrians there. The end result of that is it's very ugly, it consumes huge amounts of space, and ultimately, in the end, as we can see from our tragic road casualty figures, it doesn't actually work very well.
The way the shared space are created in Europe, that there is no signs, no lines, and vehicles and pedestrians, they have to give way to each other, they have to talk with each other, rather than guiding them into some sorts of set of rules.
RMS retains the responsibility for setting all speed limits on all roads on the road network. So essentially we do have the authority in this instance as we set the speed limits.
Why should a council, a RMS take over responsibility for behavior of people with all those signs?
But I am not a traffic engineer who has a professional indemnity insurance hanging over him.
Sometimes you feel in Sydney when you're trying to make these new places that it's a bit scary to do it when there's just one.
Everything's kind of told what we need to do through signs and line marking, and it takes away that need for us to use our complex communication system.
We are getting a lot more flexible in how we actually apply and look at shared zones and things like that.
Shared space can't be done in guidelines. Shared space is always made for the place.
So we've tried to include, obviously it's a very significant heritage site.
We've done a general principle of trying to have a bit of a curve going through, so it's not straight just because it's quite narrow, to break it up a bit.
That could be a nice thing, but on the other hand I also felt it very cold.
Looking from engineering side, you also have to look at the foundation, so you cannot go really too close to the building. Being engineer, we have kind of responsibility to society, so we cannot really design something which is unsafe.
In Australia it is at the moment a problem because it's very car dominated.
There's often some resistance, particularly from motorists who see this as being somehow confrontational and obviously very different from what they've been used to in the past.
Shared spaces can be safe because they're actually forcing people to think. They're taking them out of the comfort zone.
We need to demand more of our walking space. And at this stage, we've just been taking it for granted, and we don't really realise that it's a health by stealth in a way, that urban design can really encourage people to get out and walk more.
Make Parramatta an example of shared space for other cities.
Any system is only as good as its weakest link, and clearly walking is part of an integrated transport system. And so we need to accommodate the walking requirements of that integrated transport system, otherwise the whole thing falls apart. So it's great to see the Parramatta's looking for some innovative solutions.